Today's Talk Ladies and Gentlemen. Today is December the 12th, 2020, and we got some SmackDown to talk about. Guys, this feels like there's more matches than last week's. They made the debuts of the Thunderdome into the baseball stadium. I think it's kind of different. Like the lighting is different. And it feels like it's a see-through ceiling, because it's not a regular building, it's a baseball stadium. Baseball is outside mostly, right? When they do baseball. And the Amway Center is a normal building. A normal arena building. And so it looks different. I think it kind of looks different, and the fans actually sound like there's actually fans in there. No, there was no fans there. It was still digital. It was still the Thunderdome. So, yeah, I think it's pretty decent and interesting to see. There's some stuff that I've seen a little difference. I didn't see a lot of difference. I've seen a little difference, but not a lot. Let's see what happens with Raw. To start off SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, with the Thunderdome, they use a lightning bolt to do the pyro every time to start the show. They do the pyros. Well, they had the lightning bolts doing the pyro, like it beams at to the where the pyro is, beams at it, and then I think that's pretty cool because it's a Thunderdome. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. They did it with the Undertaker a couple years ago. I think. Do they still do it? Did they do it on his farewell? I think they did on his farewell. I don't remember. It's been a couple weeks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, no big segments happened. We got a contract signing. But let's talk about Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens came out. He brought out ladders. Well, a ladder. He only brought one ladder. And he brought one table. And he brought two chairs. Well, he took it out of the ring. From under the ring. And then he had some words to say about Roman Reigns and his family, and he talked about his family. I guess Roman Reigns said something about his family last week, and he was mad. He was pissed. He was angry. But ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Owens says he's going to introduce his friends to Roman Reigns, the chairs, ladder, and tables, because they're going to have a TLC match on Sunday, next Sunday. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes Jey Uso coming out. Because Kevin Owens was on top of the ladder. Because that's how you win a TLC match. You win by climbing a ladder and you take the title down. But Jey Uso came out and whacked Mr. Kevin Owens with a chair and started beating him. And ladies and gentlemen, looks like Kevin Owens had an injury on his leg. But Kevin Owens reversed everything. He whacked Jey Uso multiple times with a chair, and he did a pop-up powerbomb into the table. Here comes Roman Reigns. Looks like he was about to come into the ring to fight Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens wants him in. But Paul Heyman has some words to say. Paul, just shut up. Paul Heyman said some stuff that you're the head of the table. You're in control and stuff like that. You're the boss. I don't know. So Roman Reigns was about to give his title to Paul Heyman, and then he put it back on his shoulder, and he walked away, and then Kevin Owens grabbed a chair, and he just limped back to the backstage to get Roman Reigns. But ladies and gentlemen, Kayla, this is your fault, Kayla. Stop Kevin Owens to interview him, and he wants to know where Roman Reigns and all that stuff. He was yelling, saying, he talked about my family, and then Roman Reigns came out and whacked Kevin Owens in the back and brawled with him backstage, beating him up, and then he had some words to Kevin Owens' family, saying, talk some sense into your husband. He talked to the wife and to the kids, talk some sense to your daddy. And then he just knocked them out and all that stuff. He said have a good night to the family. Is that a nice thing? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, we got some SmackDown. Let's get to the real thing, and that's actually the matches. But first, we had a contract signing between Sasha Banks and Carmella. But Sasha Banks was in the ring, and Carmella and the contract was not in the booklet. So ladies and gentlemen, Carmella was in her little dressing room, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. Makeup room? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, Carmella says she's not going to go down there and all do that. So she signed the contract, and she's going to hand delivered the contract to Sasha Banks, and she made her assistant give the contract to Sasha Banks. So it's official. They both signed. At TLC, it will be Carmella versus Sasha Banks. But Sasha Banks says, "You want to fight? When we fight tonight, I'll put my title on the line against you tonight." And of course, Carmella accepted it. And she says, "I will show you what happens tonight earlier." And Sasha attacked the assistant with a table, smashed his face on the table, and then she did a backstabber and just put the table on top of the assistant. Poor assistant boy. Poor boy. Then we had our first match. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Montez Ford. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed this one. Montez Ford and Dolph Ziggler is great in the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, it was pretty good. With the distraction from Robert Roode attacking. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about before. Well, let's say Robert Roode was about to interfere, and then Dawkins came in. They both ran away. Ziggler and Robert Roode ran away for the commercial break. But we saw, because Montez Ford said in his interview that it will rain solo cups. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened. It rained solo cups in the ring. That was funny. And then the commercial happened, and then they had to take him out. It was funny. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Dolph Ziggler after Robert Roode attacked Andrew Dawkins to make a distraction for Montez Ford to watch the attack while he's on the turnbuckle, and then he got pushed off the turnbuckle into his ding-dong, and then he fell off, and then he got super kicked by Dolph Ziggler. 1, 2, 3, Dolph Ziggler gets the win. Then we had Sami Zayn versus Big E. Sami Zayn wants merchandise, but he doesn't want to give it to people. Why are you complaining? What are you complaining about? Like, seriously, you went to the merchandise guy. I don't know why there's a merchandise guy there when there's no fans there. I don't understand. Maybe he's shipping it to the people that ordered on the WWE.com or shop.com. Maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know, but I don't understand why there's a merchandise stand when there's no fans there. I don't understand that. Maybe he is doing the shipping. But ladies and gentlemen, Sami is upset that Big E has a shirt. He has a new shirt because Big E is not part of the New Day anymore. He needs his own shirt. And he has a box full of shirts. And then Kalisto, Apollo Crews, and maybe a Tamina as well. And Big E made a shirt for Sami Zayn that looks like a child drew it with a stick figure that was supposed to look like Sami Zayn. And then he says, "I am Sami Zayn." That's what the shirt says. And he was not happy about it. And then he was trying to rip it. Sami Zayn tried to rip the shirt, but he couldn't. He wanted to say that his hand hurts, because he has some weird cast on his hand because of the handshake that Mr. Big E gave him a couple weeks ago. Now we know what's the real truth. He can't rip a shirt. He's weak. So, ladies and gentlemen, then we got Corey Graves doing his part of the progressive thing, and then we just hear Sami talking so much. He's talking over Corey Graves. Like, the guy has a sponsorship, he has a say, and you're still talking. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sami keep on talking, blah, 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 blah. Sami, what happened to you? You were a good wrestler, and now you turn into a baby. What happened to this guy? He was a good wrestler. I was enjoying watching this guy, and now he's turned into a baby. WWE, what are you doing to these guys? And then Big E came out, and ladies and gentlemen, they had their match. Pretty decent match until Sami Zayn went under the... ladies and gentlemen, it was a chase. Sami Zayn was running around and didn't want to... Because he slapped Big E because he pretended his hand was hurting. and then he slapped Big E in the face, and Big E got mad. So he chased them all around. He even chased around Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Corey Graves was in the way, and Big E was pushing Michael Cole's chair away because he was getting stuck on there. And then Sammy went under the ring. Big E went on the ring. And then we saw Sammy coming out and kicking Big E off of his legs, winning the ring, and he gets the win by countouts while Big E's still under the ring. So Sami Zayn gets the win. I'm hoping Big E gets another shot at the title. I know it was a non-title match, but I'm hoping he gets a shot at TLC. I don't know. I think I already told you guys this, but New Day will be versing the Hurt Business at TLC for the Raw Tag Team titles. If I didn't tell you guys this. Then we have the Women's Tag Team Division. We have Billie Kay teaming up with Natalya to versus the Riot Squad. Billie Kay and Natalya, just like Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans, don't know how to work as a team. Because they were tagging that they're not supposed to tag, and Billie Kay accidentally hit Natalya in the face. And then that's how they lost, by Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. Then we have a new tag team in SmackDown. Chad Gable and Otis will finally work as a tag team to versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Finally, we get to see these guys back as a team here. But it was a pretty decent match, but Otis almost had the win until Chad Gable says, "Tag me in," and Otis tags in, and then they lost. They lost because Otis did not get the win. And then in the backstage, we got Chad Gable telling Otis, "I didn't want you to tag me in. You failed that test." And Otis is so confused. I'm confused too. But ladies and gentlemen, it was that. What else we have here? Before we get to the main event, I guess we just go to main event. We have Carmella versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title. We got the, let's talk about Corbin. Corbin has a new group now. You've seen it on last week with Wesley Blake and Steve Coulter. Now, he has Knights. Now they're called the Knights of the Lone Wolf. That's what Corbin calls them. He's happy because they're not family. There's not going to be no family drama like Murphy had with Aaliyah, with the Mysterio family. Even with Dominic and Rey, when they had their problems, saying that Dominic, don't fight, don't wrestle, because you're going to get hurt, stuff like that. Let's see what happens there. Now we got to the main event. We got Carmella versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the assistant with the champagne at ringside to have her celebration when Carmella wins the title. But it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. But the winner of that match was Carmella. No, she did not win the title. It was a disqualification. Sasha Banks was getting upset because of the assistant got himself involved by throwing in a champagne bottle to distract the referees. So he took that champagne bottle and threw it out the ring. And then the assistant grabbed the leg of Sasha Banks and dragged her outside the ring. And then Sasha Banks chased the assistant into the ring. And then we got Carmella did something. And then Sasha Banks fought her off. And then she got herself disqualified in the corner because the referee was counting to 5. Sasha Banks didn't stop it. And then we got the assistant drag her off of Carmella. And then Carmella did a big statement onto the assistant. And then we got a super kick by Carmella to get her off of the assistant. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Carmella was destroying her outside the ring. And then the bad thing happened. She broke a champagne bottle onto the side of the back of Sasha Banks. And then she had a victory drink of the champagne. Well, the one that she didn't break. She drank it and she said it was good. And then she started squirting it onto the commentaries. And ladies and gentlemen, we could have a new champion at TLC. I think that match is still happening at TLC. I believe so. Do you think so? Because I know so. They said they signed a contract. What, they're going to say no to the contract? They're going to say no to this match? I don't know what's going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of that show. Hope you guys enjoyed that show. I thought it was a pretty decent show. I thought it was pretty decent. Pretty decent. Even though champagne glass got broken, it wasn't like the CM Punk and Chris Jericho when they did the alcohol thing. That thing did not really break on the skull of Mr. CM Punk. Remember that botch? It's all over. It's always all over the YouTube. It was one of the botches. At least this one actually worked for WWE. I don't know, but okay. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoyed the show, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for Monday Night Raw results. Because they're going to be on the new Thunderdome as well. They're going to make the debut of Monday Night Raw. Thunderdome. In that baseball stadium. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me today. Tyler is out. Bye!